Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to see class 10 science chapter 6 control and coordination. In this chapter we are going to study why living organisms show movement in response to stimuli and also distinguish between movements caused by growth and those independent of growth and explain the need for the control and coordination in multicellular organisms and describe the structure of a neuron and identify its parts and to explain how nervous impulses travel from a dendrite to axon to synapse and also to understand the role of the receptors in detecting the stimuli and also to relate the nervous system designs to quick responses like touching a hot object. Yeah, let's start with the lesson, children. So, control and coordination in living organisms. So, we already know that movement is one of the most important characteristics of living organisms. Both plants and animals, they show movement, but in a different way. In plants, what happens? Movement is usually very slow and also is related to growth, while in animals it is faster and it is clearly visible. For example, a seed grows and pushes out of the soil, which is a growth movement. A dog running or a bird flying, it shows active movement. And then types of movements. Types of movements generally can be divided into two types. One is the growth movement and another one is a non-growth movement. So here you can see, yeah, in this slide, yes, growth movement and non-growth movement. So growth movement means these movements occur due to growth and are slow and they are permanent. For example, a plant is bending towards the sunlight and then non-growth movement. Non-growth movement, these movements are quicker and not related to growth. For example, a cat chasing a mouse or children playing or a buffalo chewing cud, pulling hand from a hot object. So these are some examples. Next, we are going to see the need for control and coordination. See, all movements are in response to the environment and they are carefully controlled. So what happens here? See, living organisms must give the correct response to different stimuli. Changes in the environment, it keeps on happening, right, children? So a correct response to different stimuli should be given. So these responses are not random but are carefully controlled. So this ability we called as the control and coordination. So what it does, it helps the organism behave properly in different situations. For example, say you people are in a classroom environment. So during that time, will you shout loudly in the class? You want to convey some message to your friend. Will you shout loudly when the class is going on? No, no. So what you'll do? You just so social setting will be identified by your brain and you slowly whisper to your friend. So we whisper in class but talk loudly outside, not inside the classroom. So what we do, we close our eyes quickly when something comes near. Yeah, it happens, no? When something is going to hit you or something is going to fall on you, we try to move away or immediately we close our eyes. And then animals and nervous system. So when we talk about animals and nervous system, see, this is also control and coordination in animals. So what happens in animals? So in animals, it is carried out by two means, that is by means of a nervous system and also by means of a muscular system. So what happens here? See, the nervous system controls and sends messages and the muscular system, it produces the movement. So the nervous system detects stimuli and sends signal while the muscles act accordingly to it. So example, when you step on a thorn, your leg quickly lifts up, right? Or you keep on stepping on the thorn. No, no. So what you'll do, you will lift your legs up. And then here are see some receptors, our windows to the environment. Yeah. So gustatory receptors. See, these gustatory receptors and olfactory receptors, they play a very important role in our body, children. So what does a gustatory receptors does? See, they are located where they are located in the tongue region. So what it does, it detects the taste. It detects the taste. On olfactory receptors, where they are present in the nose region and they help in smelling the food. And the phonoreceptors, phone, yeah. So where they are present in the inner ear. It is helpful in detecting the sound. And the photoreceptors, they are present in the eyes. They help in detecting the light system. Yes, children. So when we talk about all these things, even role of sense organs plays a very important role. See, for example, if we take our eyes into account, the light, and then ears, sound, nose, smell, tongue, taste, and skin, touch, heat, pain. Yeah. So smelling food increases the taste, and also it makes us feel hungry. Right, children? Yeah. Next, we are going to see structure of neuron. So when we talk about the structure of neuron, see, neuron is nothing but the structural and the functional unit of the nervous system. So the nervous system is made up of neurons, that is the nerve cells. So these neurons, they have three parts. So each neuron has three parts. So what is the first part? Can you able to see? So already it is marked here, children. The first part is the dendrite, and the second part is the cell body, and the third I have given as axon, and the final ending part is the nerve ending. So let's talk about the dendrite. So what it does, it receives the information. So from the dendritic tip, it receives the signal, it receives the information. Then comes the cell body. It contains the nucleus, and also what it does, it processes the information. What it does, it processes the information. Then comes the axon. Axon is nothing but a long fiber along which electrical impulses travel. Actually, it carries the impulses, yes, till the nerve ending. And the last part is the nerve ending. What it does, it converts the impulse to the chemical signal at the synapse. Yes. So the important exam tip I have given here. Yes, go through all these things. So information is acquired at the dendritic tip. So what happens? It travels as an electrical impulse along the axon and is converted to a chemical signal at the nerve ending. So this happens in each and every nerve cell. So let's see how this nerve impulses are traveling. So actually what is happening, children? Actually, when a stimulus is detected, so in the first step, what is happening? Stimulus is detected. So it creates an electrical impulse. That is the second step. This electrical impulse, it travels through the neuron, and at the end, these chemicals are released to pass the signal across a gap called as a synapse to another neuron or muscle. So example, touching a hot pan, which makes you instantly pull your hand away, right? Or you keep on touching it, no, right? So you'll be removing your hand from the hot pan. So that is a common thing. And then what happens? See, let's talk about the synapse. What is a synapse, children? This is a connecting gap. So this is a tiny gap between two neurons. So the electrical impulse will be converted into chemical. Again, this chemical will be converted into some electrical impulse. So this is like chemicals diffuse across the gap. So they start a new impulse in the next neuron, or they signal a muscle or a gland cell. Yes. So here the structure of the neuromuscular junction, yeah, I have given. Yes, go through all these things. Can you able to see? Yes, children. Axon, you can able to see. Muscle fibers, you can able to see how they are connected. Yes, neuromuscular junction, can you able to see the junction? Yes. So here, uh, in this, you can able to see the mitochondria and the nerve ending, how it is ending. Yes, these diagrams are important. Just go through, children. And let us have one activity. It's testing our receptors. You put some sugar in your mouth. Observe how it tastes. Block your nose with thumb and index finger. Now eat sugar again. Notice any difference? During lunch, block your nose again. Check if you can fully appreciate the taste. Actually, what you observe in these activities. See, sugar tastes different when the nose is blocked, and also full flavor of the food is not appreciated. Same thing happens when we have a cold, right, children? Actually, what is happening here? See, taste involves both gustatory, that is gustatory, these cells are present in the tongue, and also the olfactory, which is present in the nose, which is responsible for smelling. So smell is essential for full flavor perception. So multiple receptor inputs are integrated in the brain. So what happens? See, these sense organs, they work together for better understanding of the environment. So the taste and the smell are closely connected. For example, what happens? Food tastes less when your nose is blocked, or during a cold, what happens? Food feels bland. So these things also goes on. And then why we need all this this control and coordination is very important because control and coordination are necessary for our survival and also proper functioning. They help organisms how they respond quickly to danger, yes, and also we can adjust to the changes and to perform the daily activities. For example, riding a bicycle, we require some coordination between our eyes, right? You have to see the road, brain, right? And then your muscles. Yes, let's go to the next one. So here I have given some memory tips, easy ways to remember. So neuron parts, D can express. So D is nothing but the dendrite, C is cell body, A is axon, and N is a nerve ending. See, think of a Mumbai train, a local train. So boarding platform I've given, and then coach. From there you'll go to the railway track and destination station. So that's the information express. Then this taste and smell, when both to put together only, we can have the full flavor. We can enjoy the full flavor of the food. So what happens when you block your nose and biryani tastes bland during a cold in monsoon? Even your mother's cooking, it won't feel taste, right? So smell is half the flavor. So this gustatory and olfactory, they work together. Synapse. Synapse is nothing but a tea break gossip, you can say. For example, I'm just saying. So two neurons, just think, they are gossiping across the synapse gap like the neighbors chatting over a tea break. So electrical is converted into chemical and this chemical is again converted into electrical and is passing from one neuron to next neuron. Yes. So the message always get delivered. And receptors. Receptors are like the goat and the skin. So five senses we have. So the five receptor types, we have the gustatory, that is the tongue, olfactory, nose, auditory, ear, touch is the skin, and the photoreceptor, eye. So always resemble this thing, goat, that is plus skin. Yes, children. Let's move to the next one. So here I have given some frequently asked board exam questions. So the first one, what is the difference between gustatory and olfactory receptors? Give examples. Yes, see when it has come. Yes, a 2-mark question. It is asked in the year 2024 and 2019. Draw a neat label diagram of a neuron is a very important, often asked questions, children, and explain how information travels through it. So already I have explained to you. It has asked in 2023, 2020 and 2016. It's a 5-mark question. And what happens at the synapse between two neurons? So I told how this chemical, yeah, it is converted into electrical. Is everything we should write. It's a 2-mark question. So see the years when they have asked these things. And also how do we detect the smell of an agarbatti, incense stick, right? As a 3-mark questions. Yes. So why do living organisms need a system of control and coordination? And name the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. So again, already we have done for the previous lesson, that is the chapter 5, life processes. For each and every part, I have given you the frequently asked board exam questions. So separate video has been uploaded. So don't worry children, previous years the questions also, everything I have uploaded. Please go through all the questions. Please watch the full video. Then only you will become familiar with that subject. Yes children, any doubt you can ask me in the comment section. Yes. So the most important here, see I have given here a labeled neuron diagram appears almost every year. So you have to practice. So I'll be teaching you how to draw this diagram also and the next session. Yes. So we have come to the conclusion part of this part 1. So control and coordination, they help the living organisms respond correctly to the environment. So what happens in animals? The nervous system plays a very important role by sending quick signals and also muscles carry out actions. So this system ensures survival and smooth functioning of the body. So we have covered all these points in this session children. Just watch the video, like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Yes, that's all for today's class. Thank you.